I'm Paul Fig at Dave's Room Recording Studio.
Cool. So the Dave's Room's been around for a long time. I guess it recently came back, right? So.
It's been around since 2008
Hmm.
when Dave took it over. It used to be Mama Joe's, which
Oh,
was around for a long time, since the early 70s.
was it a big part of like the Lower Canyon kind of music scene back then, or anything like that?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, Alan Parsons used to work out of here. I
Hmm.
know Ambrosia used to work out of here a lot. Uh, More yacht rock.
Okay. Hey, whatever pays the bills.
But it's a great space. This I don't know if we'll look around and you'll see. It's kind of
Yeah.
built like the old studios down in Hollywood.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the history of
Hmm.
everything. What other fun backstory stories you can talk about and stuff?
Okay, well, I guess from the beginning, Freddie Pirro was the original owner,
Hmm.
and back in the late '60s, he built this place
Yeah.
and became Mama Joe's, and it's only been built, or the sole purpose of being built as a recording studio.
Hmm.
So it's never been anything else. And yeah, so he ran it until he couldn't. Then he started Ocean out in Burbank, and then it changed hands and fell into disrepair.
Okay. You said it was built like the old recording studios back in the day. What exactly does that mean? You know,
Well,
the setup
like
or
this wasn't an industrial complex, like you know,
okay.
filled in to be a recording studio. It was built to be a recording studio. There, no walls have a 90-degree angle.
Oh, okay. So that's
There's
interesting to know.
Yeah, it's a wild layout. You'll get even though it's kind of small, you'll feel a little lost when you come back through.
Very
Yeah.
cool. So who's has recorded here? I did see a video that I'm a big Smashing Pumpkins fan, and Billy Corgan is reunited with his old Gish guitar that was stolen back in the day in Detroit here in the studio. You know.
Yes, that was fun. He came in to do a special thing with Jonathan Davis from Korn.
Uh huh.
Looked around and was like, "Wow, this place is awesome. Hey, can I book February?" And I was like, "Well, sure. Well, I'll get in touch with you when that gets closer." And yeah, he came in, and then this guitar thing happened. It was really nice. He was in here for about a month just writing new Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, very cool. What did you
Mhm.
do with Jonathan Davis? Like, was that his Jonathan Davis solos album or?
No, this was for Korn. He was just like ironing some things out. So
Oh wow, that's
hmm
really cool.
yeah.
I'm a big '90s guy, so and you had Jerry Cantrell was in here doing some stuff too.
Yes,
Or?
we had the whole band Alice in Chains in here for
Nice.
about 3 months doing pre-production for the Devil Puts Dinosaurs Here,
Yeah.
which is a great record. I've worked on all three: Black Gives Way to Blue, Devil Put Dinosaurs Here, and this last one, Rainier Fog.
Wow,
Hmm.
very cool, awesome. So what's very you would say very unique about this recording studio compared to like because there's a lot in the LA area, you know.
Yeah. Well, one, it's reasonable.
Hmm.
Two, it's built for live tracking.
Okay.
So it's not just a control room and a vocal booth. It's you can track a whole band live. Paul Stanley's been in here recently with his Soul Station, and it's 9 guys tracking live. So they're in here for a
Oh
couple of
wow.
days, like just laying it down. It's awesome.
And I mean, a lot of people are like that's the way to record. I mean, I saw Dave Grohl's Sound City Studio documentary, which I mean, Tom Petty and Heartbreakers always recorded live and
Yes.
stuff. So, what's different between that and then just recording each track one by one? I mean, I'm not a
Well,
musician.
when you build your track one at a time,
Mhm.
you're recording to something that's already static.
Okay.
Uh, you can push and push as hard as you can against the drums. They're not going to bend with you. Live, which I think is the luxury nowadays because we've been hearing, tracks built up from the bottom up for
Yeah.
so long now that tracking live is the luxury. If you have the time to track live and get your take the way you want it to feel, that's great, but that costs money.
Yeah. And you got to get that songs down
Yeah,
too. You know,
exactly.
you can't
But
just.
it's like it's easier than some artists think. It's like, oh, we'll never be able to do it. But you get in there and like, hey, 40 minutes later, you've got a great take.
Mhm. Well, I want to know about your backstory as a studio, because here, Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passion. Where did your passion for music come from that made you want to be an engineer in the future? Was there a certain album you heard, a live performance, or was it just always naturally for you as a kid?
Actually, so it goes way back when I was
Hmm.
a kid. My parents had this club called Dante's just on the other side of Lancashire, down in
Oh,
Studio City, and so I just grew up with jazz my
okay.
entire life. And then I don't know, I was 13 when all of a sudden my friends showed up with the first Van Halen record, and
Nice.
I was like, wait a second, I'm like, what is that guitar doing? Because I hadn't heard that, and I just needed to do that. So that started that, and then so I just wanted to study music and play guitar. That's all I wanted to do. Then I toured in this band, or I joined this band, Amen. We toured around the world, did a bunch of records, 2 for Virgin, and then I quit. We were actually at Sound City.
Oh, okay.
And I quit, and then I got hired as soon as they left, and that was a funny story. So that's where I cut my teeth, learning, how to do this.
Okay.
So I went.
When were you at Sound City? Like what year?
That was 2001. So I went from Virgin Records to the runner desk, and then just listened, read manuals, sat in, shadowed, did what I could do to, get in the room and assist. And then from there, engineer.
Oh, that's cool. Very cool story. Nice. And what kind of music do you like to listen to? I mean, I'm sure you record every type here, but like, what about you personally?
I like the heavier things. Yeah. So there's a couple of bands in town. Iron Knot, psychedelic doom. They're really super fun. There's another band, LA Grindcore, Despise You. And they're a great band, just high energy. And actually, I tracked them here. It was kind of like a jazz session. You just put the mics around the instruments and just let them go, and then you capture it. And then
I feel like for that style, you really need that.
You can't build that track. It's what it is, and it's super fun, and they're one of the best in town.
Do you because some bands I remember hearing the first Rage Against the Machine album, they brought people in and made it feel like a concert feel because they were very nervous kind of playing live.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done that here or anything like that?
No, it's a little small, but I mean, if you look around during the tour, you'll see how it's just kind of like a warm, comfy, just comfortable space to do your thing. It's not, you don't get intimidated like, oh my God, this is so sterile and it's $2,000 a day. I don't want to dirty anything.
Yeah.
I don't want to break the piano. But no, it's fun. Whatever we need to do for the artist. If they want to surround themselves with people, we can make that happen.
All right. Well, I'm very excited for this tour, so let's do it.
Awesome. Here we go.
Cool. All right. You ready?
Sure.
So here we are. This like the control room, I assume?
Yes, this is the control room. And if you look up and around, this is a Vincent Van Hoff designed control room. You don't need to look at that little thing there, but I'm a studio nerd, and he's one of my favorite acousticians that designs control rooms, and this is one of my favorites. Between these speakers and the mains, if you can't get it right between those speakers, then you're not done. It's basically what you're hearing is what it is. You go out to the car, you're like, wow, that's exactly what I needed to hear. You'll notice a lot of things in this room on your tracks, like, oh geez, I need to fix that, and then because you hadn't heard it before. So it's very revealing. I guess.
Now you don't mix it here, right?
Yes.
Or you do?
Oh, absolutely. No, we have 29 compressors, a handful of really nice EQs, 66 mic pre's. It's like we're ready to track and mix and whatever the artist needs to do, all in one spot.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so we've got Neve, we've got Class A mic pre's here on this Yamaha PM1000. We've got lots of boutique stuff, Shadow Hills, Aurora Audio, Crane Song, Great River, all the right pieces, Pultex, GMLs, API.
I love it.
Yeah.
Very comfortable, like you said, in there too.
And then if we come down this way, and this could be an airlock for acoustic guitar or upright bass.
Okay.
We use this hallway here for the bass cabinet to track live. This is a 1960s Portaflex. The head's in the room. And then, look at this build. It's like this wall is...
Oh, jeez.
And all the walls are like this. So then you come in here, and drums, vocals, piano, and everyone's got a line of sight with each other.
Okay.
if you can see through
Yeah.
all the glass. So whether the drums are right here in the middle or if they are right here, because sometimes this is the spot if you want really dry and tight 70s style.
I love that.
Yeah. And then, you know, so
Vocals, yeah, in here.
you got the vocals there.
Yeah, and there you go, the site. So that everyone
Mhm.
sees each other, huh?
And then we even have
Ooh,
a little,
something.
it's not pretty, but we have
Oh.
tons of drums
Okay.
and we've got amps. And this is our plate reverb that Dave Bianco purchased from Herb Alpert when he pulled out of A&M.
Wow.
Yeah. And speaking of Dave Bianco, which this is the whole reason why I'm here, is he was a great friend, and I met him on a couple of sessions at Sound City, and he got this place, and you know, he's like, "Hey, check it out," and I'm like, "Wow, this is really nice." And then he told me the history of it, the old Mama Joe's,
Yeah.
and then you know, he fixed it up and did all this stuff. And I don't know if you noticed the parking lot.
Yeah.
It used to be a dirt lot with a chain link fence.
Oh, okay.
So now
It looks
it's
really
yeah,
nice.
it's pretty gorgeous. It's fun and it's safe and it's, you know, it's enclosed.
Yeah. So there's a
so-
lot of like Sound City kind of like
Yeah, and then
influence, which is great. 'Cause
yeah,
like I said, I love that
yeah.
documentary. It's
So
pretty
you know,
cool.
we became really close, and I worked with him a bunch here. And you know, a week before my wedding, he passed away. And so a few weeks later, his boys got together and reached out and like, you know, hey, you know, our dad put such, you know, love and time and energy into this place. We'd really like to keep it going. And if you know, if you think you can, you know, keep it going, we'll leave some of the gear here and let you do it.
Oh, yeah.
So you know, I jumped through all the hoops, started the business, you know, got everything in order, and we took it over last September. So this will be a year, September 1st. We've taken over Dave's
I love
room.
that. You
Yeah.
keeping his name, keeping the
Yep.
memory going.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
still Dave's room, just like he had it. And so me and my partner, David Sprang, you know, are responsible for keeping it comfy and cozy and cool.
I love
Yeah.
this. Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So yeah, so check out, we got some amps.
Got a lot.
Yeah, so we've got cool cabinets. We've got this 66 Airline. We've got this old school, like, this is the Marshall 1990 810 cab. And it's 810 watch Celestians, which is fun. Yeah, and then we got Bogner stuff. We've got some Fender stuff. We got some John 5 has a head here. And then
The cool thing is now so many of these heads and stuff are digital now and stuff, but now it's
Oh,
cool
yeah.
to actually have the real thing.
you know, we've got definitely lots of flavors. And then you know, lots of keyboard flavors. We've got this it's basically a B3, but it's called the M3, I believe. And it's been a little modified, so we can get to this Leslie over here. And then we got the Whirly, we've got Rhodes, we've got this piano that used to be at my dad's club, Dante's.
Oh, cool.
And
Back to your roots, like you
yes,
said, your
and
passion.
that's been totally redone for over at Precision Piano. Franco Scalon did this. Super amazing job. I mean, there was years and years of Jack and Coke spilt into that thing. You could hear every time you press the pedals, like, but now it's, you know, all redone. And
it goes back to your site
yep.
thing over here. Yeah.
Everybody can see each other.
Yeah.
I can communicate with the piano player through the window. And then
And I'm just curious,
into the
you said
lounge.
The
Yes.
architect here, you said nothing earlier about the 90 degrees. So this just like helps the sound and stuff since everything's kind of triangle, I've noticed? Or?
Yeah, it's either a little farther or a little closer. So it keeps the sound from bouncing back and forth in
Okay.
a straight line. So it'll hit a wall, then it'll go a different direction.
Interesting. I love that. Cool. Yeah, I've never seen a recording studio like this before.
Yeah. Now, there might be right angles in here, but
yeah, but you're
this
not
is the
recording
lounge.
Here. This is, you know.
You can. I mean, we've had, in bigger sessions, we'll have amps in here.
Cool. Nice and cozy. I like the.
And there's Dave
There's
Bianco's.
Oh, wow. All right, Tom Petty.
Mm-hmm.
And
then
you
he's.
do that at Sound City?
I'm not sure where he did that. He might have done that one at Sound City. And then there's the Grammy right behind you.
Oh. That's awesome.
Yeah. It was actually, he had it in the cupboard when I got here, and I was like, why was he hiding this?
Yeah, seriously. Little kitchen.
Yep.
And we're
Back into the kitchen. We have nice intelligentsia coffee beans here.
That's important.
Dave loved his little espresso machine.
Uh-huh. Very
Americanos
cool.
all day long. Yeah, then back into the control room.
All right, so if you're looking to record,
Yeah.
you're in North Hollywood. This is the place.
Yep, freeway close. Dave's Room.
Nice. And website? We could-
davesroom.net. And we're in the process of updating that, so please be patient. Or you can hit paulfigmusic.com, I'm pretty sure. And
we're busy in here recording all the
yeah,
time, you know?
I'm either recording here or somewhere in town. I just finished Slipknot down at East West for 3 months, and that was it took me away from here.
How was that?
It was intense.
Yeah, I bet.
It was great to hang with all those guys, because back in my Amen days, the band that I quit
Yeah.
at Sound City, we toured a lot in the early years, and they're all friends. So it was cool to catch up with them 20 years later, and they're just at the top of their game, and I'm doing this. And it's, and I'm having fun.
Oh, and you're doing great. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for showing me around.
Awesome, thank you.